Well, good afternoon, Shirley. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, good. All right. We are sisters sharing our heart with you.
Welcome to our show.
Yeah.
We've been cutting up a lot, so you have to excuse
Bear with us.
Yeah. We're so excited today. We just wanted to have a fun show today to introduce our Jasmines to you, because we have two Jasmines, and they're beautiful young ladies that God is using in such amazing ways. And we just want to introduce them to you. They've not actually gotten to meet before, so this is their first time. And it was kind of something that Sandy and I wanted to do, because this Jasmine's my niece, and then this Jasmine is Sandy's friend's granddaughter.
Yes. Yes.
So she's been on our show. Both of them have been on our show in the past, sharing about what they do, what God's doing in their life. So we just wanted to bring them together today and introduce them to you, introduce them to each other, and just have a fun show, because I think you're going to really enjoy this.
Yes.
So anyway, and we have two little jasmine plants here to represent.
We just got the jasmines going on.
We got the jasmines
all over
going
the place,
on.
don't we?
We're good. Yes. So.
Well, okay. I'm going to start with Jasmine over there. Tell me a little bit about yourself and what you have done with your grandmother in the past with her ministry.
Okay. So nervous. Sorry.
You're allowed to do it. We've done it all this whole morning. So.
Okay.
It's totally great.
I just have been supportive, my younger years with my grandmother's ministry. But 2 years ago now, I've had the opportunity to go to Malawi, and experience it firsthand.
And Malawi is where?
In Africa.
In Africa.
So that was a wonderful, eye-opening experience. And from there, I am about to start a little nonprofit, Brew for Bricks, to help the kids there, to get money and get job experience to pay for school.
And what is that?
Yeah, what is Bricks for Bricks?
Brew for Bricks, for the cost of a cup of coffee, you can give a kid a job to make...
Brew for Bricks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brew.
See?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, not Brick for Bricks, Brew for Bricks.
Yes,
Okay.
to make a stove, and with that money that they earn, they can buy a pencil and notebook for their school.
Awesome.
So
tell us how that works.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your grandmother's
Ministry.
and then how what you're trying to do works with the kids.
yeah, so my grandmother works with the Go-Go's there. I'm not too really sure.
Safe
But-
Go-Go's is what
Yes.
it's called. Okay.
Yeah, and there's an after-school program that they work with, right? I know.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
really
They
know.
have a lot of preschools that are built there by the Charlotte and Dick Day. They
Mhm.
started it over 30-some years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then I've just been supporting my grandmother and went firsthand and saw it and doing that.
So this ministry that you did came out of your experience of going to Africa, to
Mhm.
Malawi.
Yeah.
And you saw they need some stoves to cook their food on. And
Yeah.
so then this is what gave you the idea, I can do a
Yes.
little ministry at home to
Yeah.
raise money for them. I love that.
That's great.
So we'll
That's
have to put something at the end to give people where they can help support that if they'd like to.
Yes.
Okay? All right? We'll do that. Okay, I'm going to move this a little bit more like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we're gonna go to the next Jasmine,
Yep.
and that's you,
Yeah.
Auntie.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I came on one time before. Well, I guess what I'm doing is I'm involved in ministry, in the worship ministry at my church at Calvary Chapel, and I sing and play guitar, and I'm currently trying to find a job, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I really love I love art too. I love to draw and I love to paint, and when I go back to school, to college, I'm gonna try to pursue music and art and
Good.
whatever God has for me. But those are my main things: music and art. I love to do
Okay.
those.
And your heart is for the Philippines.
Yes, I want to go to the Philippines to do mission work. I don't know when or what specifically, but I kind of know where. I know the Philippines is broken up into 3 sections. It's Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and set of islands. And I kind of want to go to the Visayas because that's where my mom was from, and she did a lot of mission work there, and that's kind of where my heart is to continue that.
Yeah.
So you said your mom did a lot of mission work there?
She did, yeah. And
What did
my
she do?
grandfather. She, they had outreaches, and my grandfather he's planted a lot of churches actually there, and they're like doing really good. So I don't know how many, but it's like 10 or something.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a good
He's
amount.
a pastor.
He's a pastor, yes, and my mom,
Yeah.
she helped him a lot with the mission work. He would preach, and then she would lead the worship with her
Oh, so
sisters.
she was into the worship.
Mhm.
Yes.
Did she play an instrument?
She played guitar, yes.
Oh, how
She's like a
wonderful.
little Raquel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You take after your mom in that then.
I
Yeah.
do, yeah.
Kind of that, inherited that.
Right.
Mhm.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And so do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have 2 brothers.
2 brothers.
Yes.
Where do you fall in the birth order?
I'm the middle child.
You're the middle child.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. And what about you?
I'm the youngest.
And of what?
Oh. My brother's the oldest.
Okay.
Then my sister is the middle, and I'm the youngest.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a
Okay.
middle child and a baby.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yeah,
I like
so
it.
there's
And
3.
you girls are about the same age, I think.
I'm 19.
Same here.
Okay. Yeah. We're the
Oh,
same
when's your
Okay.
birthday?
April 5th.
When's
July
your-
31st.
Okay, so you're very close in age.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
That's great.
That
Happy
is good.
birthday.
Happy birthday!
Yes.
Right.
So, Jasmine, I would like to ask you, in what has been going on in our country with COVID-19 and then the new Delta and all this stuff happening, how is it with you guys at your age? How are you reconnecting with friends or reconnecting to doing things? Because you said during COVID you had to kind of shut down with this project with Malawi. So now you're going to revamp it. So expand on those things.
Yeah, when COVID hit, a lot of people I knew and a lot of my friends, we would still try to hang out and because we didn't really take it super serious. But I think over that whole time span, I lost touch with a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a little challenging with my social life.
Yeah, to get reconnected.
Yeah, so and it's been a challenge. But and all my friends are now going to college, so it's a little that adds on to it. But with this project, I hope and pray that I can just set a lot of time for that and not get super distracted with other things going on in my life.
Yeah.
Because I think this is something God is seriously calling me to do.
Awesome.
Okay.
And what do? You work, don't you?
Yes, so I
Yes.
do respite. So I work with special needs kids, and I'm a
so
part-time.
special.
Wonderful.
I love it.
Yes.
And I'm a part-time nanny.
Wow. For how many
Yeah.
children?
3.
3 children.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is fun. So does it add up to full time?
Yes.
Oof.
I'm working at least 40 to 60 hours a week.
Woo,
That's
baby
why we
girl.
were fortunate to get her.
Right?
In between all this.
I know.
Of
We've been
course.
wanting to do this for a while, and we're so
Yeah.
excited we got to finally grab you both at the
I
same
know.
time.
When you say it's a challenge, tell me some of those challenges. Explain. Bring more out.
Socially, or
Yeah. How mentally how has it
Yeah.
affected you and all, and what are you guys doing to kind of reconnect, or how has it
Yeah.
been for you with the challenges?
I think mentally it kind of brought me into this place of uncertainty and not knowing where I belong or what I'm supposed to be doing, or kind of asking God why is he putting us through this situation. And I think that it also got me closer to God because it made me realize that I need to depend on him and nothing else. So that was a really neat experience to go through. But I think there was just a lot more challenges too, knowing that some of my friends were going through a really hard time. with this mentally, and like trying to be there for them and yet still take care of myself was
Right,
also
your
Yeah,
needs that are
right.
important.
really hard. And I
First
think
priority.
yeah, and I think I kind of put mine second and put others before me, when I probably shouldn't have. That sounds bad, but
Well, you have to take care of yourself first before you can get out there and help others.
right.
And so did you, like, you went to the Lord, you said, and the Bible. Did you, you felt open enough to talk to your parents and when you were going through stuff? And
Yeah, I mean, in the beginning, me and my parents were very close, and we talked about everything, and like our struggles and what was going on. But later on last year, something happened, and I kind of shut down, and I completely disconnected from my parents. And
Wow, yeah.
and at that time, I was supposed to go to Germany for Bible college.
wow.
And so when that shut down, and when my stuff was going on, it was just like my whole world just collided. So that was just probably the biggest challenge. But I ended up going to Colorado in the spring, to finish up the Bible college, and that was just kind of a nice way to ease back into normal life and like regain a social
right.
aspect and
Yeah.
take care of myself. And
It was really tricky. It's been
Oh, it
really
was.
tricky for everyone at every age with this
Well, the
happened.
generation is very
Yes.
social with
Right.
techie things, and getting together and
Yeah.
coffee, and so when
Right.
that kind of shut down, it shut down that gateway of socializing, and then for me, I had to learn Zoom, and
Yeah.
I had to learn,
Right.
and I had to that's how I got my meetings.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't grow up with all this,
Right.
so I had to learn this from scratch, and it was challenging.
Yes.
And that's one of the main reasons Shirley and I started this sisters program,
Yes.
is to be an encouragement to people, for
Right.
them to hear what everyone is kind of talking about,
Right.
So, Jasmine, for you, tell me what were some of your challenges and how have you reconnected with friends, or what, it was your ministry? What was it?
It was really difficult for me at first because I was really involved in church prior to COVID with worship, like leading and playing on my guitar. And then when it hit, my church was closed. And
Right.
that was difficult because my only friends really were from church. So
Right.
then I had a couple other friends, but it's just that was my main source of socialization. And then when they take away like the just the community church, like you can't fellowship, it's kind of difficult, and I was pretty like scared at first because
Yeah.
my dad he was wanting us to be very cautious, which
Very
is
nervous about
right.
it.
We were
yeah.
nervous. I was
Because we
kinda
didn't know
scared.
much about it at the
Right.
beginning, so
Yeah.
it's been a learning process for everyone just to try to figure it out how you can safely protect yourself and yet still have communication with your friends and family. So it's
Right.
been a learning process.
Right, definitely. I kept in touch with my friends through social media. We'd call, like video
Yeah.
chat, and then we just text. But it was difficult at first, but it's way better now. Like we're still cautious, but
Yeah.
we've gotten back together and hung out, and it's good.
Good. Good.
Have you been able to help people that have dealt with like depression or maybe suicidal thoughts, or
I hope so. I mean, my friends, sometimes we deal with like depression or anxiety. I've dealt with that, and so have some of my friends, and we kind of encourage each other, through that because
That's good.
it's very real,
yeah,
and,
it is.
and difficult, but
Sure.
but I post on my social media sometimes, like just awareness about it, and also just verses and like
Right.
some of my favorite reformer quotes, just to encourage people.
And
but
she'll jump on and play some guitar and sing
Yes.
praises to the Lord.
Yes.
It's very it's so nice when Jasmine pops on. It just blesses your heart. Everybody loves it.
Oh, that's wonderful. Have you had to deal with that with friends? Depression and all that, and how have you dealt with that?
Yeah, one of my really good friends, I didn't realize she was struggling with it. And this was right before we like stopped going to school.
Oh,
And when we stopped going to school, I like lost complete contact with her. And that was just really hard for us, and really hard for me because I wanted to make sure she was good. And it took her a while to tell me what was going on. But I knew, and I was just praying for her and, you know, like waiting for God to use me to like help her go like with what she was going through, because I know it's not easy. So it was.
yeah. I wondered about that. I have 7 grandchildren, ages 8 through 24, and my first grandchild was going to graduate from college, and he couldn't do it because of COVID. I was so disappointed. I had the airline tickets, the whole 9 yards. We were going to go. So he ended up, you know, getting his cap and gown, and they took pictures in front of the, you know, the school and all this kind of stuff. But I felt really bad for a lot of the people that couldn't do those kind of special events.
Right.
And I thought, for this generation, every generation deals with it differently, but for you guys, it's like, it's got to be really hard, and because you are so social, and you are out there interacting all the time before this happened, doing all the things that you do, and to have it shut down, I really was praying for a lot of young people because depression got higher, and suicides got higher, and to feel so lonely, you know, is a scary thing for
Out of
people.
touch, right.
And the fact that you were able to kind of reach people, and either through prayer or, you know, video or whatever, is a wonderful thing. So, do you feel that your generation is going to be very impactful coming out of this?
I think so.
Yeah?
I think so.
In what ways?
I think because, like you were saying, during COVID, like, depression, anxiety, and suicide, like, skyrocketed because it was just a scary thing and a very sad and lonely thing.
Yes.
I think a lot of the youth has become stronger through it because now it's gotten better, you know, and they've gone through, like, the beginning was very difficult. It was rough to transition into. And now, you know, we've all kind of gone through it together,
Yes.
you know, and I think definitely it's, if anything, it's made them stronger, you know. I think so.
Okay.
I love watching all the creative people step up and figure out ways of making this work in spite of all the challenges.
Right.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
creative people out there in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The YouTubers.
Yeah.
they really got out there and did some really awesome things, I think. And TikTok, I don't do any of that stuff, but you hear about, you know, people putting little videos together, and but I noticed it with my grandkids, my younger ones that were in like grade school and now they're in middle school. It was really hard on them, and my 2 kids lived next door to each other, so that was a real blessing because they were surrounded by each other all the time. They could see each other and interact.
Yeah.
And I think that socialization,
Yes.
kids need to play. You know,
Yeah.
older teenagers need to be together.
Yes.
It's like we as mothers, young mothers, or nannies or grandmas, we socialize. We're not meant to be alone.
Right.
And so when this happened, I think a lot of people got very scared and were very lonely.
Yeah.
And I think your generation is going to make a real impact
Yeah.
in reaching people.
Yeah. I saw several different videos come across on Facebook. Like there were different people around the world. They put a choir together and sang a
Oh,
song.
yeah.
You remember that
Yeah.
going through? I think I can't remember which song it is now, but it's beautiful songs. I was watching that. Same with the bands. The bands did that. They put them all the people on the screen, and they all played their instrument, played their songs.
And
They didn't
I
have to
remember
be
when it
in
first happened in
contact.
Italy,
Yeah.
when it was so severe,
Yes.
how people bring their instruments out, and they would be in these big, huge apartment complexes, and they would be out there playing these beautiful songs.
Yes.
And people would be listening and clapping. And
Yes, I remember
and
that.
Remember
I
that?
saw
And
that.
it shows just how important it is that being together and socializing. So your music can be an instrument, so to speak, of the Lord to do more. So do you see yourself expanding more with your music outside the church?
I want to put music out eventually, but it's not something I'm going to pursue as like my main like career.
Right.
It's definitely not, but I would like to put stuff out there, even if it's not something that'll become big or, you know, a huge profit or something. Honestly, if it just encourages other people,
Yeah.
you know, through, because I like to write, you know, and I really think when I write the lyrics, and
Yes.
it reflects like how I'm feeling. So, of course, but I hope that it will encourage other people that feel the same way, you know, even if it's like sad. It's just knowing that someone else
Right.
does and has felt that way, you know.
Well, we all
Exactly.
have these emotions,
Yes.
and we need to know how to deal with them. God created them, but He wants us to work through it too.
Right.
And I see that. What do you see for yourself with reaching people now that things have opened up more? And you talked about the thing in Malawi, so maybe you can talk more about that.
Yeah, I mean, this past few weeks, I've been a part of this summer's missions program, where you reach out and pray for people, and from that you go into DMM, which is disciple making thing, and it's a really neat process. So with that experience and learning how to do that, I've been able to ask more people, how can I pray for you? Like, how can I be a support for you?
Yeah.
And so many great things has come out of
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love
so
it.
it's been really great, and I hope that can lead into the Brew for Bricks and, you know, getting more of the community and people around the world involved
Yeah.
into helping people, because I think that's just the biggest need that our generation and every generation is feeling is, I want to help other people, but how do
What
I
can
do
I
that?
do?
How do I do it?
And I think that this is a beautiful thing, because I want Brew for Bricks to glorify God and not what I'm doing and like, look what I did.
Right.
So, and I
Want
think
God to get the glory.
yeah, so I pray that that's the whole process of that, and getting people connected through prayer and, you know, giving God the glory and helping others through that.
Now, is this this Brew for Bricks is for them to build their own stoves?
Yeah, so these kids will build stoves around their community and around their village, because there was a deforestation going on.
Yes.
So, because they make all their food on an open fire.
Right.
But with the stoves, you use less wood, and it's something that you can just always go to, where you don't have to make like 10 different fires, and, you know, so it's very environmental and very, like, it's actually just
Practical.
Yeah, practical and
Practical.
brilliant.
Is it something that you make that starts the fire, or and it burns for a long time?
Yeah,
Or-
so
talk to me about that.
it's I forget the name of it, but it's made out of paper and hay, and
Okay.
some kind of mud or paste.
Mm-hmm.
But you use 2 or 3 of those, and they last for hours on end. And you use way less
wow.
wood.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so there's this
Excuse me.
new what I'm blanking on a word, but they found this plant, like a bamboo plant that comes in a vial, and it's $2, and that's part of what you'll be paying for.
Okay.
And that takes like 2 years to grow, and it lasts way longer. It's way stronger. You will like never run out of it. So they'll use some of the bamboo instead of the normal wood that they'd be having
Wow.
to do with that. So
yeah, because
Who started this?
I was talking to Charlotte about the deforestation going on, and like, what are they gonna do once they run out of or the wood, because they won't have any fire to make their food on, you know? And so she told me about this bamboo plant that they discovered, and the stoves that they started making were just new. Like, they were just little things that nobody really knew about.
Okay.
So I was like, put two and two together and figure out how to give these kids some
This could go
jobs
worldwide, honestly.
Yeah.
This could be a worldwide
this is-
help for everyone.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of people in the world that have cook stoves,
Mm-hmm.
and they use the wood,
Mm-hmm.
or they've used charcoal,
yeah.
which
Yes.
is a pollutant.
Right.
And so it's true in Malawi. And Charlotte Day and Dick are the ones that 30 some years ago started Safe Go-Go to bring in education and to deal with the AIDS that was going on and a lot of stuff. And Charlotte just has returned back. She's 92.
Aww.
God bless her soul.
Sweet.
She just has returned back from Malawi, getting things set up. Now the organization is on its own. It's like, it's really functional. And so
Good.
this is awesome. If you could get a bunch of people on board
Right.
to see what you're doing, why you're doing it,
Yeah.
and it could go worldwide. You
Yes.
just, it could take off. And
So
quit using the
such a great
forest,
idea. Such a great idea.
It's just wonderful.
Yeah. And it is not as hazard to your health either.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
A little more cleaner air.
Yeah,
Right?
there's way less smoke.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That is very good.
It is cool.
So, who was the one that you're going for art in school?
Oh,
Is that you?
I'm
Okay.
thinking about it. Yeah.
You're thinking about it.
Yeah.
So, what made you think about art? I mean, I can see the music and see how that is something really ingrained in you from what I've heard. But tell me about the art part.
Oh, I've loved art since I was a little kid. I just always loved to draw and paint and just color. Also, my dad is an artist.
Oh.
He likes to draw and he likes to paint.
Just naturally gifted,
Oh.
just they're amazing.
So
I love
your parents
watching it.
really have a lot of gifts, and
Yeah.
it's just poured right
into you, little old
But
you.
it's you though. You're unique
Yes.
in what you're doing, because I've heard you, and I think we're going to hear a little music towards the end
She
today.
brought some of her art too.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh,
it's
let
not-
me see it.
Okay, it's
Come
just
on.
drawing. This is not. Okay.
I know she's gonna go.
God
It's not a
gave
big
you
deal,
this-
but it's
God gave you
wonderful. I
this
love
gift,
her art.
right?
Yes.
So this is something that you're doing for the Lord.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm. Okay.
Oh, I
this
love
is-
it.
This is one thing I did. Okay, it's like Japanese art.
I know. I
don't know if you can see
love.
Oh,
I don't know if you
yeah.
can
Kind
see
of
very
a
good.
You
glare.
have to hold it up.
I
yeah.
love this artwork. I love these characters.
We could post it too. in,
Love. My
thank you.
grandsons love it because they're into that.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not all, and it's not like I'm being humble. I'm just not that great.
Yes, you are very good. I love it.
Okay. I use myself a lot as a reference, actually.
It looks
Okay.
like a toothache.
Okay, can you explain this one to us?
I
know, right?
There's not really a reason behind it. When I have like a random urge, I have like this random burst of energy to
Okay.
draw. And like, I mean, it's random. It could be 1 a.m. and I'm laying down and I can't sleep. I'm like, you know what? I want to draw right now. So I get up and I have like these random photos on my phone that
Okay.
I'll draw. I'll show another
She did one with her dad one time. It was like,
Oh, don't tell me you're not an
oh
artist.
my goodness.
That is so good to do a human body.
That was
Wow.
me as a reference, and then I
Okay.
just like draw it.
What is that for? What were you thinking with that one?
I don't know.
Mhm.
Movement. I was
Movement?
thinking, because it's kind of fluid. Like you can tell, like I was moving.
And you haven't
Right.
had any art classes, have you?
In middle school, I took an intro to art, but it wasn't really drawing. It was like we just painted.
Yeah.
But then there's a character. I like to make my own like original characters. This
Okay.
is one.
Ooh.
Her name is Nida Faye. She's a water nymph.
Nida Faye?
Yeah, that means like water fairy.
Oh wow.
Okay, so
That's interesting.
Well, tell me about this.
okay, so my friends and I, my Christian friends, they're from my grandfather's church. There's a group of artists, and it's so fun because we all like different kinds of art.
Yeah.
And one of my friends, Paula, she actually went to college for art, and she's really good, and she's a digital artist. So we all come together. Our group is called Collabo.
I love it. Collabo.
Yes.
I love all these names.
Not that it's important. We're a Filipino group. We're all Filipino. But anyways, yeah. So we all draw, and it's so funny. Paula is so like organized. She makes these prompts for us. She gives us a description of a character. We make our original character, and it can be of like any species, anything. And we each draw our own character, and then she takes it and she does it digitally, and she puts it together. And in fact, she put it on a sweatshirt, and we all have like sweatshirts of our art. It's so cool.
Oh,
my
neat.
It's really
goodness.
cool.
That's
I
amazing.
I know. And so this actually is for our next project we're doing. So
Yeah.
it's just kind of like a fun thing we have been doing during like COVID. So
Yeah.
that's one
Oh,
way
yes.
I've been
I know
socializing.
you guys can reconnect that way. That's really great.
So neat.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's really a blessing too, because we all like come together and encourage each other, and we know like all of our gifts and talents are from God, and
Yes.
it's
Mm-hmm.
ultimately
So true.
God
Yeah.
is glorified in it.
I
So.
love it. Boy, my grandsons would love this.
The anime.
They're totally into the anime.
Oh yes,
They've
I
introduced
get
me
it.
to the videos. Oh yeah. When they come over, in fact, they're coming over this afternoon. They get into it, and we actually play role. We role play.
Role play, yeah.
We role play,
Yeah.
and I get right in there with them, and like they'll come up to me and they'll put their forehead on my forehead, and I go, "I love you, I love you." You know, we'll do it, and they all do it before they leave, and it's like they got this nanny pants here, acting this out with them. So it really becomes
It's
generational. It's really fun. I love your artwork.
So much fun.
And it's just great you're doing that, because you're like getting right in there. I love your artwork.
Thank you.
Don't ever feel like it's not good enough, because God felt the need to put it in you to
Yes.
do it, okay?
I agree.
And
Yeah.
and it's I love to see we're used to things a certain way, but this is like so different. Anime,
Right.
it's like so different.
I have one to show you
Oh.
guys I did recently. It's one of
Okay.
my favorite quotes.
Ooh. Okay.
It's a Martin Luther quote.
Okay, read it.
Okay. When the devil throws your sin in your face and declares that you deserve death and hell, tell him this: I admit that I deserve death and hell. What of it? For I know the one who suffered and made satisfaction on my behalf. His name is Jesus Christ, Son of God, and where he is, there I shall be also.
Oh, isn't that beautiful? Martin
just-
Luther King. Whoa. Beautiful flowers.
We'll post it too.
Yeah.
That is gorgeous,
That is
sweetheart.
so awesome.
Yeah,
I
I
just love
I
that.
really love that quote.
That
but-
is beautiful.
but
It's
yeah.
so true too.
Yes, indeed.
That is
Jesus
just
did it all.
wonderful.
There is no condemnation in Christ.
That's right.
Yes.
So your artwork is from Christ, and you have to say to yourself, I am doing good. I'm getting really good at this anime thing. Yeah, wait till you see the next one.
Glory to God. Yes.
That's right. Give God the glory.
He's good.
So, Jasmine, you were talking about going to college to Germany, but that didn't work out, and so you went to Colorado.
Yes.
So tell me about that college and what were you doing?
So, it's like a 9-month program through Torchbearers International.
Okay.
So they have many locations around the world. So Germany was the first one I was supposed to go to. But obviously COVID hit.
Yeah.
And I didn't go for the full 9 months because I didn't know where God wanted me or if I was still supposed to go to Bible college. But I ended up going to Colorado. They have a location there up in Estes Park.
Oh,
And so it was
I've been there.
beautiful.
Yes.
Was it pretty up
It
there?
was just gorgeous.
Yes.
I will say the snow got really annoying at times.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you're
the
not
amount-
used to it.
the amount of times like I slipped
Yeah.
and fell,
Oh.
like
Oh,
there was like black
yeah.
ice and you
Oh,
wouldn't see it.
Oh, that's
that
the
I don't
worst.
like.
No, it was
Yeah,
awful.
that's
you could
not
do it
fun.
when you're young. When you get older, it's like the falls are just not working anymore.
Yeah,
I've
no,
fallen
so-
and I can't get up.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
For real.
seriously. I fell and I like tried to grab onto this tire, so I wouldn't like slide down the hill because it's like on a hill.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna miss class.
Oh
like,
dear.
So that was just, yeah, it was great and it was fun.
So what were your classes like? Like what? Tell us a little bit about some of your classes.
Yeah, so there were like 8-hour classes, like in average school or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And our only book was the Bible, and we had a notebook and a pencil, and we had many lecturers coming in and out, and
Mm-hmm.
it was beautiful because they taught us so many different things that we didn't realize. Like, you would just read the scripture and you'd be like, okay, this is neat. Like, you would pull out the basics, but like, once you dug into it and you're like, oh my goodness, like, this is just,
You really see how
So-
deep it is.
yeah, and it, like, a lot of us would just sit there and like, oh my gosh, like, what were we thinking? Like, you know,
You
like,
learn so much.
Yeah.
What school is this? University?
it's called Ravencrest Chalet.
Say it again.
Ravencrest Chalet.
Oh.
Raymond
Yeah.
Cash
Well, that
Shelley.
sounds beautiful.
It was
What
beautiful.
a beautiful name and
Yeah.
beautiful setting.
It was
so
beautiful.
cool.
We were
Wow.
like right on the mountaintop and
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's nice.
So
Gosh, everybody should get a chance
That-
to go there,
To
That
study
had
the
to be
Bible.
kind of
That's cool.
refreshing in the midst of COVID
right?
and
Yeah.
coming out of COVID that you could
You needed that
do
extra.
that.
yeah, well,
Yes.
so it was like really nice for the first 2 weeks, and then we had a COVID outbreak at our school,
Oh,
and so we were shut down for a month.
oh
And
boy.
like we were just like locked up in our rooms with our roommates, and we are just like, okay, and we had to do like the online Zoom
Right.
classes.
Okay.
But my room was pretty fun. We made some good memories. But I mean, we literally like
You
would
make it
take
work.
a Sharpie and we would like mark my bunk bed of how many days we were in our room.
And cross it.
Yeah, we would cross
Oh, I
it.
love it. Like you were in a camp. You're in prison.
We got to 21 days.
Zoom prison.
And then, like, we would have room checks, and the person who would check our room, Olivia, she saw it on my bunk bed, and I was like, oops, like, sorry. I was like,
Just
what
keep
else am I
it
supposed to do?
I'll paint it at the end.
The days are long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the days are
seriously.
long.
Oh, that would
Wow.
be hard.
How
Yeah.
fun though that you made it. You made this adventure that's hitting the world an adventure,
Right.
and
Yes.
it's that positive attitude
Yeah.
that really helps. And you don't know how that may help someone else. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and encourage them because it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got sick the very first when this happened. The tests weren't really accurate, and it never came back positive for me. But my friends had the same symptoms I had, and hers was positive. So I kind of think I did get COVID in the very beginning, and I was down for 6 weeks. And I just remember being home alone with my 2 chickens, my 2 cats, and my dog. And my kids were really good. They would mask up and they would bring me over homemade soups and stuff like that. And I'd have friends come and stand in the stairs and
Yeah.
leave food and,
Aw,
and flowers and stuff. And you realize how important and essential we are for each other.
Yes, it's so true.
How,
Yeah.
and you get creative.
Mm-hmm.
Did these kind of artwork come out of COVID or during that?
After,
Oh,
but
after.
I did draw and paint during like quarantine because like
Okay.
what else can I do? And also I wrote some stuff, and my friends did the same for me. They're so sweet because I got COVID too, but it wasn't a severe case.
Yeah.
I did lose my taste and smell, all that kind of stuff. But I thankfully I wasn't out for a long time. But my friends like came by and dropped me off food, and they're like, "Hey, I left this for you." I'm like, "Oh,
Doesn't
Very
it make you
sweet.
feel good
it
Yeah.
does."
when you do that and people
Yeah.
check on you?
Yes.
Were your parents kind of nervous that this COVID hit your school and you were far away, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think they were more devastated that I couldn't go to Germany even in the midst of COVID.
Sure.
Just
That
because-
experience would have been fabulous.
Yeah. But they didn't really, I wouldn't say like they were nervous about it at all. They were just more excited that like I'm going to school, I'm in the Bible, like I'm reading and I'm
Yes.
getting better friends who love Christ, you know, and
Yes,
like
so
are
important.
supporting and
Yeah.
you know going out in the community and stuff like that. So
Right.
I think they were very blessed that that I went. So
That was really kind of a turn in your relationship, you think, with the Lord? Like, definitely?
yes, very much so. I think that just made it 10 times stronger.
Oh, yes.
Because when COVID hit, all the churches shut down.
Right.
So that was really, really hard. Because that's where I go and worship, you know, and,
Right.
and I had to realize that, like, I can worship God anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
not just specifically in the church once a week, you know?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
but my dad's friend, Archie Robertson, he has a church down in El Cajon, and they never shut down.
Wow.
And
Ours
they're-
didn't here either in Summit.
Yeah, and that was seriously such a blessing because, and it's literally on El Cajon Boulevard on the street corner, like right next to a liquor store. Like you wouldn't even know. And
Wouldn't
I mean,
even know it.
well, there's like all these people like getting all dressed up, walking to this building. You know, like there's cops going by. You know, you're just like, but like we weren't seen by them, and it was
Right.
just beautiful. And you walk into that building, and you just like feel the glory of God just like pour down on
Yes.
you. And I think that also helped my relationship with the Lord. And it was beautiful, and he really changed my heart and the way I live, and you know, and then going to Colorado and being in the Bible every single minute of the day.
Oh, yeah.
That just like opened
That
up
saturation.
a whole new relationship with the Lord. So
Now, did you have an experience like that? Getting closer to the Lord, like with your drawings and your writings and your music? Did you feel something changed?
I do feel something changed, but when it was kind of more like difficulty, like going into COVID, I was like it was testing, you know, like a testing period. You know, we
Right.
have different seasons, and I think I was kind of falling away from my reading and my consistent reading in the Word, and kind of falling away from keeping in contact with like my Christian friends, and just kind of isolating because I was kind of scared, you know. But
Right.
now I think I am growing closer to God again because I've been praying and asking Him to give me like authenticity, like actually wanting to read and actually wanting to do the things that I need to be doing, and because you know we know that we can't do anything apart from Him.
Right.
Right.
You know, we can do nothing apart from Christ, and so yeah, I'm doing better now.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
It is
Like,
a process,
God's
that's
grace,
for
yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
It's up and down, trying to maneuver through all the challenges. They're unusual challenges, you know.
They are. They
Yeah.
are. And, you know, when you're used to, you know, going out your front door, getting in your car,
Yep.
going somewhere to meet someone, doing this.
Yes.
I mean,
All
when
the
you're used to
freedoms,
doing this
right.
all the time,
Right.
and I don't care where you live, you know, you have so much freedoms, and then all of a sudden, things are shutting down.
Yeah.
Businesses are going out of business. All this stuff is happening, and you're like, whoa, stop, what's going on? And you can't do college like you wanted to, and you
Yeah.
can't go back to high school and finish your high school year the way you others had done. And, you know, it does get kind of scary, and you have to, like, you know, I mean, there's times I was here on my sofa, and all I could do was just sleep
Yeah.
or rest and try to get better, right?
Right.
And it was like, well, Lord, I know my life is in your hands, and if you take me home, then I will be home with you.
Right.
But I really don't want to leave yet. I really would like to be with my grandkids longer and
Yes.
be more of an influence and blah, blah, blah. But I had to just trust.
Yeah.
And like all of us, we had to just trust when we're walking through this time that, you know, God's gonna, I think He's gonna give you all, even more so, new ideas. And whatever it is that God's gifted you in. Music, art, you know, this project in Malawi, you know, your schooling, whatever it is. And sometimes we don't know why we're doing what we're doing, but God does.
Yes.
And it's stepping stones.
Yes, it is.
You know, to get to where He wants you to go and to be. So I'm really I'm really excited to see what is going to come out of this generation,
Yes.
because I think you guys have got creativity that was much different when we were teenagers, coming through what we were coming through, and hardships that we came out of.
Yes.
And I think we could learn a lot and glean a lot from you
Yeah.
guys. Is there anything else you want to expand on in what we've already talked about with your schooling or
Yeah, because we're
your
going to have you
projects?
play some guitar.
Yeah,
if
we're going
you-
to play some guitar in a little bit.
Yep.
Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Nothing more? Wait a minute here. We got something, Auntie.
I
Okay.
didn't share a verse.
Okay.
Oh, share verse.
Share your verse.
Okay.
Tell me what the Lord showed you in that.
Alrighty. It was a verse I thought of when. Wait, okay. Let's see.
It's okay, they didn't see that.
It's gonna be okay, truly.
I know. I cracked myself
It's wait.
Just wait.
Yep.
Okay.
girl.
Okay, one of my favorite verses, and I thought was profound, is Job 1, 20 to 22. So, this is after God allowed Satan to take everything from him. His family,
Yes.
his wealth, his health, everything. He was just broken. Then Job arose and tore his robe and shaved his head, and he fell to the ground and worshipped. He said, "Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return there. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Through all this, Job did not sin, nor did he blame God. And I just wanted to say that verse because I've been going through like a rough patch, and I think that is just a perfect example of like anything taken away from you, it was given first to you by God.
That's true.
So everything we have is just we are borrowing it, you know, including our own life. We are not our own. We're God's. Like Paul says, I am a bondservant to Christ. That like we are Christ's,
Right.
you know, and I'm recently going through The Pursuit of God by A.W. Tozer. It's really good. And I'm only on chapter 3. But I just think that verse reminds me of just during this time we're going through a lot of things and it's so hard, you know, like all these trials. But the Lord, He has everything in His hands. You know,
He does.
He's sovereign and He knows what He's doing. So, yeah, that's my
And he
verse.
does it well.
I
He
like
does.
that. I love that scripture.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, I've been, I can't pull it up from memory, but in Thessalonians it talks about we should be okay about our tribulations because they bring perseverance. Perseverance brings
Right.
character. Character brings hope.
Yes. Rejoice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rejoice in your tribulations, and,
Right.
and it's really hard to do that. But you know, when you think about it, is that if you're going to get to hope, and you know that hope is going to bring you through to what Christ is trying to do in your heart, it's all good.
It is.
It is.
Yes. Amen.
So, yeah, I'll have to pull that up and put it on our
Yes.
show. Okay, let me see if I can do this without. Is there like a special way to open it where I don't?
Well, I'm gonna.
You can flip it around.
I
'cause
think
it'll
I'm gonna
fall
scoot
off.
over here.
There you go.
I'm gonna scoot over here
Okay.
so that you can get your guitar up there.
Okay.
Nobody needs to see me right now. They just need to hear your music. Jasmine, did you have a scripture or anything you wanted to share
Yeah, I can read, let's see.
before you start?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Jasmine had a scripture too.
It's John 13:34. A new command I give you: love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. But by this, everyone will know you are my disciple if you love one another.
Oh.
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome.
And I think this, dude, like just thinking about it and just reading it just now, like that's what our generation needs and what our world needs
Yes.
right now is to love one another and to
Yes.
be there for each other. And by doing that, like they will know that this isn't my doing and my love, you know, this is literally God who loved me is loving you. Like,
Yes.
you know, like
So true.
He's coming through me to love you.
Yes.
And showing people that like we're his disciples. I think
I
just
love it.
goes back to giving him
Well,
glory.
you're both of you girls' scriptures tie in with each other, because when you love each other and you're going through difficult times, you can encourage each other, knowing that there is an end, and if you persevere,
Yep.
you're going to get to that hope and that
Yes.
promise that God has for you.
Yeah, and, your
And when
characters
people
can be
see
built.
that you
Yes.
love each other,
Mhm.
they're
Yeah.
going to like, wow, how are you guys
doing
this? And well, it's
Yeah.
the love of Christ in me, so
Yeah,
I appreciate those scriptures. That was good.
beautiful.
Okay.
And Shirley, can you hear me? There's like a music sheet in there. If you open it. Oh, it's not in there?
Nope.
Oh, I forgot it. It's fine. Okay. I'll start. Okay. My worth is not in what I own. I love this
Okay.
song. My worth is not in what I own, not in the strength of flesh and bone, but in the costly wounds of love at the cross. My worth is not in skill or name, in win or lose, in pride or shame, but in the blood of Christ that flowed at the cross. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. As summer flowers we fade and die, fame, youth, and beauty hurry by, but life eternal calls to us at the cross. I will not boast in skill or might, or human wisdom's fleeting light, but I will boast in knowing Christ at the cross. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. Two wonders here that I confess, my worth and my unworthiness, my value fixed, my ransom paid at the cross. And I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. And I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. My soul is satisfied in him alone. My soul is satisfied in him alone.
Amen.
Woo.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have one more?
Wow.
Can we do one more?
Yeah, I can do one more.
We're good.
Let's see. I didn't think of another one.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. God is for us. I
Sure.
think I did that one last time.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, it's been
my
great
goodness.
having you two girls here and having you share
Yes.
everything with us today.
We wanted to offer a plant to you, a jasmine plant.
There you go, a
Aren't you
jasmine
Jasmine?
plant. Yay!
Well, for you to remember this experience, because for us it's very special.
It is.
To introduce you to each other, because you both are beautiful to the Lord,
Yeah.
and what He wants to do in your life is going to be incredible. You're so
Yes.
young, and you have all your life ahead of you. I'm so excited to see what He does. So jump in here, or lean in a little bit. So we got to say goodbye to everybody. There we go. All right. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're so happy that you can meet our girls.
Yes.
Take care. God bless you.
God
We'll see you
bless.
next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.